Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be working on the lovely Holly, and we're going to be doing a sports massage for the anterior leg. Before we get into today's massage therapy session, I have to show you something I've been loving lately. The Prungo Red Light Therapy Module. If you deal with any kind of pain, whether it's chronic or just occasional, this thing might just be a game changer for you. What I love most about Prungo is how it uses advanced polarized red light technology to deliver pain relief literally in minutes. It's helped me so much with things like walking, going upstairs, even just the little stuff like getting dressed without feeling that constant discomfort. The other thing I found really amazing is how precise this therapy is. They've got this special 10-degree lens that basically focuses the red light energy right where you need it most. So you're getting this super targeted pain relief. It's like a laser focus on whatever's hurting, which is so much more effective than other things I've tried. Oh, and check this out. It comes with this multi-position strap that you can use on pretty much any part of your body. Just 8 minutes on your shoulders, neck, back, knees, you name it, Prungo has you covered. It's super comfortable and I can move around while using it without it slipping off or feeling bulky. And for anyone who's always on the go like me, it's so compact and portable. It comes with this handy 5000 mAh charging box, so you can literally take it with you wherever you need it. So yeah, Prungo is FDA cleared, waterproof, and super durable. And honestly, it's helped me feel more free and pain-free in ways I didn't think possible. If you want to check it out and see if it works for you, hit the link in the description below to grab your own Prungo Red Light Therapy module. Trust me, you're going to want this in your life. So sometimes I will begin with dry work, but today I'm going to just dive right in with my oil. And if you're not doing any kind of warm up, it's really good if you can just place your hands even for a moment just to introduce your touch and kind of start off pretty slow. And I'm just starting with some effleurage type movements and just applying this oil. So applying more pressure on the way up than on the way down. You can do a broader sweeping stroke across the whole front of the leg, but it's a little awkward when there's a bolster under the legs to get that smooth kind of effleurage stroke that you want. So sometimes I'll just go back and forth. Any type of sweeping movement like this is technically effleurage, and it's all going to feel really good. Any type of sports massage for the anterior leg, I'm definitely wanting to include the IT band. And just making sure that there's plenty of oil. And if you want to, you can even guide your client's hand onto their belly so that you're not knocking into their hand. And right now I'm just kind of scanning these various quadricep muscles, just seeing where I'm going to need to focus my attention more. And these finger pads have so much sensitivity that you can pick up on things. It's like getting the information you need before you start. Sports massage type focus is usually pretty specific. And your client's not usually there to just, relax. They want to work on something more specific. I do like to do something for the tendons around the knee. And sometimes I'll just do some compressive work around the knee before I kind of start with the main work in the quads. And being firm but gentle. I'm not trying to do much other than just help these tendons feel a little more comfortable. This would actually be kind of a good place to go into some petrissage, in the quads, just because my hands are already in that kind of position. So I'm going to start with just some kneading movements, and there's all kinds of ways that you can apply the petrissage technique. So this is a really just slowed down version of really kneading this muscle tissue. I love using this technique in sports massage. That's so good for the muscle tissue and the connective tissue. If you're sensing that the connective tissue and whatnot is feeling a little sticky, you can start to kind of lift these this tissue a little bit more. And just always being sensitive to working on the front of the leg, not doing anything that's going to make Holly feel uncomfortable with this petrissage technique. Really focusing on that inner knee, just above the inner knee area. And I'm just going to start wringing out these muscles. This cross fiber work is just really, really good for the health of the muscles. Starting to angle my fingers in a way that makes Holly feel a little more comfortable. The quads are pretty bulky, and they're just they can kind of really beat up your thumbs if you do too much deep tissue work with your thumbs. So just using as many techniques as I can without using my thumbs. I'm going to do one more pass. And I'm gradually going to start to work with my forearm a little bit more. You can't really see it on camera very well, but I am using my thumb a little bit along that IT band, just working on that area a little bit, because it's pretty easy from this position. And just always trying to find smooth transition. So as I transition into some forearm work, I'm not losing contact with Holly. And you can kind of start on the outer leg or that inner quadricep muscle, whatever feels better. And just starting to introduce a little bit more pressure. Being careful of applying too much pressure on the tendons around the knee, but I do like to just bring my stroke, including the knees, so that things feel a little more connected. And working my way towards the inner part of the leg a little more. And you might start to pick up on some trigger points here. And just slowing down and paying attention to how your client's responding. Just making sure that it's kind of a good hurt, so a tolerable discomfort. Usually when someone comes in for a sports massage, they know that it's going to be somewhat uncomfortable. I do like to throw in a few effleurage strokes. And sometimes I will just make sure that I'm clear about a trigger point before introducing my thumbs, just so I'm not wasting my energy. But thumbs are a great tool to use for stripping the muscle. And as I pick up on these more congested areas, doing a little bit of stripping. You can also stack your thumbs. Take a little bit of pressure off. You can do the stripping with a static movement up too, or you can add a little bit of movement as a distraction technique. And I just like this approach a little better personally. And just making the right amount of progress is really important, because you're never going to feel totally done when you're doing deep tissue work. Starting to work my way towards this IT band. And I'm going to use my forearm and my elbow to start to work my way up. This IT band. Just make sure that you don't lose that mindfulness. Kind of have to be a little more mindful, because there's not as much sensitivity in the elbow. Just to make sure that you're using the right amount of pressure for your client, their needs. You can always use a soft fist. You might have a little bit more control and maybe a little more sensitivity. This is really good work to do if your client has any sort of kind of a weird pinchy kind of pain in their knee, in the outer knee. IT band can definitely affect the knee if it's really tight and wound up. I do like to finish that work on the IT band with just some lighter strokes. And I'm going to work my way into the lower leg. Focusing on this tibialis and feeling for an exaggerated stickiness in here to the tibia bone. Just freeing up some of this to prevent shin splints. Just more ease of movement. And I'm just going to do one more pass down tibialis. If your client is feeling a lot of pain, if they have, had shin splints in the past and this muscle tends to get really tight, you can always just create a little more slack. You can be a little more tolerable just by lifting the foot. And starting with kind of circular type movements at first, but I might just make a few passes using the whole surface of my thumb as I go down. And ending with just a few Alpha strokes. You might not feel as flowy towards the end because the oil is absorbed, and that's okay. I just need to use a lighter touch to feel flowy, your movements. And just bringing that stroke around the knee, helping everything to feel more connected. And taking my hands off nice and slow. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining me today. I'd like to remind you to check out the Prungo Red Light Therapy module by clicking the link in the description below.